Oops. I'd like to open this afternoon's ceremony by welcoming everyone to the University of Newcastle, to this campus. I'd especially like to welcome those of you who may be visiting the campus for the first time. This afternoon we've gathered in order to confer awards on those who've satisfied the council of the university that they've satisfied requirements for admission to awards in the Faculty of Arts and Social Science and the Faculty of Science and Mathematics. In the printed program which you have, there is a list of prizes awarded by the university on the basis of academic merit. Could I offer my congratulations and those of the university to all today's graduands. The conferring of awards ceremony is one of the university's most important occasions, and one which we hope that all of you here today will enjoy. It's a ceremony that links this university to others in Australia and overseas. It links us to traditional university ceremonies which go back for centuries. And the purpose, of course, is to confer your award, but also to give you the opportunity to stand before the community of the university, to be acknowledged for something which you have achieved here. And it is very much your own personal achievement that brings you here, but at the same time, it's understood by you and by the university that you could not have reached your goal without the support of your families and friends who are here with us today. The encouragement and support that they give you has, I'm sure, been vital in your progress here. Life as a student has its pleasures, but it also has its traumas, its anxieties around assignment time, around examination time. It has its other anxieties and concerns, where to live, how to support yourselves, and so on. All that's something that you can't survive well without families, without your friends. And therefore it is a great pleasure for the university to see so many members of families and friends of today's graduands here. You're very much participating in this ceremony. We're here to acknowledge achievements. Many of you will have entered careers or started work at this time. Some of you perhaps continuing with your studies. An important transition stage in your lives has been achieved for many of you. But we hope that although you've left your formal studies behind, you won't leave behind the idea of study and learning that you've acquired at the university. It's really only a preparation for the learning that comes ahead of you in your life's work. So although it's a transition, we hope that there's also a continuity of thought about your time here, and that it will sustain you in the years ahead. And you don't, although you leave the university to go on to other things, you don't really leave the university community behind, because as a graduate you are a member of the university's convocation, a body which consists of all who have completed their studies at this university. And as a member of the convocation, a group that's growing year by year as the university expands and flourishes, you'll be able to be informed about what's happening. You'll have a chance to take part in the life of the university through elections for council or by standing for council. So You reach a stage today, but you don't depart ultimately from the university. You stay with us. Whatever is your chosen path now, the university gives you today its best wishes and also its warmest congratulations for your achievement, which we mark this afternoon. And I hope you enjoy the afternoon. We will now proceed with the program, and to start we will have the presentation of an honorary degree. And I now have great pleasure in inviting the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Science, Associate Professor Ramsland, to present the candidate for admission to an honorary degree.
Chancellor, I have great pleasure in presenting Patricia Margaret Tynan for the award of the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Patricia Tynan's career as a professional social worker has been rich and varied, characterised by a sophisticated commitment to actualising social justice. She began her career in social work as a student of the Diploma of Social Work at Sydney University in 1947, at a time of post-war reconstruction and the beginnings of Australia's mass immigration scheme. Her vital engagement in the profession has continued to the present. Patricia was born to Australian parents in 1924 at Saybrook in the state of Connecticut, the United States of America. On her family's return to Australia, she was educated at Loreto Convent, Kirribilli, the State Conservatorium of Music, and then went on to Sydney University to complete the Bachelor of Arts and the Diploma of Social Studies. During her time at Sydney University, she stayed at Sancta Sophia College, where she was a member of the College Student Council, a leader of the debating team, and played in the tennis and basketball teams. On graduation, she worked for the Australian Red Cross in Sydney, predominantly in the area of migrant welfare, refugee resettlement and trauma. During this time, she also established a branch welfare office for the Red Cross in Newcastle to extend urgently needed services to migrants from the camps at Greta, northwest of the city. Subsequently, she worked with International Social Services and with the Family Welfare Bureau in Sydney. In the first decade of her career, she ranged from direct work with families to strong involvement in public debate over welfare issues and input into the creation of social policy. She stimulated discussion at all levels in the field of welfare provision in a vigorous, forthright manner, and was actively involved in community development approaches in her work with migrants throughout New South Wales and with public housing tenants in the newly developed urban areas west of Sydney. Her commitment to social justice issues and her interest in broader social work approaches was to be confirmed and strengthened through these experiences and became the distinctive characteristics of her practice. In 1953, she married a second-year medical student and ex-serviceman, Patrick Tynan, who became a medical practitioner and administrator in rural Australia, in Cairo, in Rome and in Vienna. They had 4 children, and Patricia used her social work skills in a variety of voluntary contexts in those 4 dramatically different places. While her husband worked in his capacity as medical director in Europe with the Immigration Department, Patricia travelled the continent widely and visited many of the countries from which migrants to Australia had come: Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Germany, England, Belgium, Spain, Italy and France, absorbing everywhere a knowledge of cultural and societal differences and nuances that would be valuable in her professional work in Australia. The family returned from its overseas sojourn in 1970 and arrived in Newcastle in 1971. Since that time, Patricia has been variously a caseworker in family services, a teacher to welfare diploma students, a senior administrator and a consultant. Above all, she has been a dynamic participator and leader in community action and community development. Patricia Tynan retired as Deputy Director of Centre Care in 1990, but she immediately took up duties as a Social Issues Coordinator in the Earthquake Renewal Coordination Unit of the Newcastle City Council. She was the initiator and the principal author of the Personal Services Disaster Welfare Plan for the city. As well, she was the chief instigator of the recently created Social Impact Consultative Panel of the Newcastle City Council. The Newcastle City Council was the first local government body in New South Wales to set up such a panel to monitor and advise on social impact of new developments. This particular initiative is an excellent example of her deep commitment to the implementation of social justice, as well as her professional skill, keen intelligence and vital determination. Patricia Tynan has maintained continuous active membership of the Australian Association of Social Work for over 46 years. On arrival in Newcastle, she joined with colleagues to establish the Hunter branch. With others, she also began investigations in order to establish a professional social work degree course at this university and make appropriate submissions. When this was achieved in 1989, she was a member of the advisory panel on the introduction of social work in the university, whose successful recommendations included the establishment of a chair, a separate department, and a commitment to quality field education. She maintains to this day a close involvement with the university's Department of Social Work and acts as an occasional lecturer. She serves on various university ethics committees. Patricia Tynan, as a mark of rare distinction, was awarded honorary life membership of the Australian Association of Social Workers at the 23rd Australian Association of Social Workers National Conference held at this university last year. She is a clear, analytical thinker on social issues and a wise counsellor who has richly deserved the respect of the profession and the wider community. Chancellor, it therefore gives me great pleasure to present to you Patricia Margaret Tynan, Bachelor of Arts, Diploma in Social Sciences, Sydney University, and Graduate Diploma in Social Administration, Hunter Institute of Higher Education, for admission to the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the honorary degree of Doctor of Letters. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have very great pleasure in inviting Dr. Tynan to deliver the occasional address. Dr. Tynan.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University, distinguished guests, my family and friends, ladies and gentlemen. In Bacon's wonderful essay on friendship, he lists two noble fruits of friendship: peace and the affection, and support of judgment. And he goes on to say, as the ancients held, a friend is another himself, for that friend is far more than himself. No one, I believe, travels life's journey alone, unless, as the essayist says, one is either a wild beast or a god. It is in this reality that I accept with deep respect the honour you bestow, conscious of the many friends at different times and places and from many lands who are part of this citation. I accept on my own and on their behalf this honour, recognising it as part of an ongoing process of searching for the realities and implementations of social work values, of social justice, of critical assessment of social change and community development, in which I have been privileged to participate during the last 4 decades. I am honoured also to be asked to give the occasional address today, which I believe acknowledges the esteem this university places in its relationship with the community of Newcastle and the Hunter Valley region. The focus of my brief address is twofold. Firstly, the symbiotic relationship of the university to the social sciences, as exemplified by social work, and secondly, the university contribution in participatory local government. This is not a presumptuous attempt at profundity in the course of 10 minutes. It's an attempt to share with you, albeit superficially, some repetitive thoughts which I think have relevance on this occasion. As a young student walking along Macquarie Street to the New South Wales Public Library in 1944, I remember other words of Francis Bacon which haunted me then and still haunt me now. He says, "I have taken all knowledge to be my province." I recall then and repeat now a feeling of despair and of very great frustration, but as well of determination to keep trying to reach the unattainable. This early episode in some ways moulded my approach to living and probably influenced my path as a generalist in whatever routes of knowledge I eventually pursued. But the magic of this kaleidoscopic world of expanding knowledge never ceases to intrigue and excite me. Professionally, I'm a social worker, and wholly a social worker, by formal education and a lifetime commitment. Professionally, I feel I'm also, by study and affection, part sociologist, part social administrator, part community developer, and part person with an informed, perhaps limited appreciation of local government. And it is in this multifaceted context within the profession of social work that I presume to sketch some thoughts on what deserves much deeper consideration than this brief address, that is, the symbiotic relationship of the university and the social sciences. Like other university-based professions, such as medicine and engineering, social work arrived at its university identity and credibility through developing a synthesis of several disciplines and knowledge bases. These, tested by critical research methods appropriate to the practice data, were theoretically formulated into a specific body of knowledge and through this further developed its own practice. As a generic discipline, social work is a body of codified knowledge encompassed in an ethical framework and a code of practice which is evaluative, accessible and accountable. The view I would emphasise here in this context is that a social work perspective is a critical and encompassing view about relationships, animate and inanimate. This perspective respects the significance of relationships between persons, groups, societies and nations. In its historical origin, social work has shades of Bentham and utilitarianism, in that it includes a view of reality which seeks the best for the society of which it is a part, as well as the libertarian goal of seeking justice for the individual. Concepts which are taken further and finally focused in our term, social justice. Social work recognises and works with the power balances of various political, ideological, industrial and corporate interactions as they impact on individuals and communities. Its dedication to appropriate change is a driving force which is constantly scrutinised by both academics and practitioners. And while social work's value system is open to challenge and reassessment on specific issues, it is firmly based and accountable in its fundamentals and in all research and practice. If social work and the social sciences were to be merely a grab bag of ideas and practice skills set on a fragmented knowledge base, borrowed but not transformed, then social work would not need a university in which to grow, nor would a university need social work and the social sciences. However, social work is a discipline of the social sciences which focuses not only on theoretical dimensions of people and systems in their social, religious, cultural, political contexts and so on, not only on their psychic makeup or on their genetic equipment. Social work is also concerned with realpolitik, the realities through which practice can be tested with theory and theory can be tested with practice. Realpolitik is a two-way conduit, linking, enriching and empowering both the pursuit of knowledge and the tasks of ordering everyday living. I believe I've been fortunate to have been nourished by universities throughout my adult life, sometimes as a student, often as a casual participant or visitor. The characteristic which is universally proclaimed and which defines a university is the pursuit of excellence and the search for knowledge. But I would like to add these further characteristics which I believe regional universities have as they fulfil their role of excellence in guiding us through the 1990s. Firstly, hope, challenge and encouragement to staff, students and local communities in ownership and maintenance of their university as a first-rate centre of learning, which in imaginative and appropriate ways is available to everyone. And secondly, confrontation of the often insidious ethical issues, which can be administrative nightmares thrown up by the unprecedented economic change, political pragmatism and conflicting values. Since my first taste of university life in 1943, universities seem to have assumed a much more responsive and responsible interaction with the less than ordered world of social development, quality of life and politics. Perhaps in Eliot's sense, it is like returning to the beginning and knowing the place for the first time, for were not the original academias centres of popular learning and disputation? In my view, the University of Newcastle, more than any other I have known, is popularly seen as an integral part of the local community, of Newcastle and of the Hunter region social fabric. At times it is a reference point in the development of city, urban and rural planning, either through individual members or faculty representatives. In the 1989 earthquake, the university was immediately consulted not only for its geophysical, engineering and architectural expertise. The university rendered valuable social service in directing our response to the event via its longitudinal studies of the attendant psychological traumas on individuals and in support of individual university members for the Renewal Coordination Unit, which aimed at the holistic rebuilding of what was for a time a shattered community. University research and expertise is, I think, recognised, though an underutilised part of local as well as national disaster planning. In 1993, the Local Government Act offers further opportunities for partnership of town and gown in its direction towards a participatory rather than a purely representative form of local government, in its intention to move towards effective communication and appropriate consultation with local communities in the formation of policies and developments. Our university is already visible in the input in the Building Better Cities programs, Honeysuckle and Western Lands developments, and in the cultural process planning, in consultations in the mining and selling of coal and other commodities, transport, employment prospects, both on the local and national scales and so on. University input is most readily discerned through individual consultants and committee memberships. One visible and effective input of members of this university, which in essence is committed to the goals of the new Local Government Act of Participatory Government, is that which is offered through the Social Impact Consultative Panel of the Newcastle City Council. This panel has had the wisdom, expertise and commitment of 3 senior members of this university over its creative period and since its acceptance by Council in July 1992. Is it enough, however, to have the contribution and dedication of a few individual members of the university of some students to the development of effective participatory local government in which realpolitik can take on healthy debate? Is it enough to talk about the shortcomings of bureaucracy in the public sector and the state, and then turn entirely to Adam Smith's marketplace to form our society of the future, our social justice, our search for knowledge, our integration with theory and realpolitik? I believe universities must tread that thin line which contributes to a balancing of public and private interests and the old concept of the public good. Theoretically, excellent management practice can become an administrative nightmare in implementation, when issues of fees, grants, loans, quality control, best practice, economic efficiency, government budgetary policies, important as all these issues are, and I certainly am not pretending that they are not very important issues, but they can obfuscate which is sometimes in this period of searing change an era of cloudy and indeterminate values. Government in a democratic society does or should come from ourselves. Local government is the level at which the state, meaning the government of course, can be most responsive to ourselves. In local government, it is clearer to see that the public sector is ourselves no less than the private sector or the marketplace. I believe that universities have responsibility to encourage participation in issues of local government, where theoretical knowledge can inform local practice and itself be tested in the realities of non-academic living. Newcastle and the Hunter are fortunate to have built up an image of positive, participatory relationship between the university and some university individual staff members. Without this input, the relationship would be, for all practical purposes, a pleasant myth, hyped up from time to time by a not unfriendly press. In the New Atlantis, Francis Bacon saw the knowledge he might have encompassed as a worldview. We can only hope for an approximate or partial worldview. This makes the local tasks at hand all the more important, for these tasks are our part of the jigsaw of reality. This university can, and I believe should be, even more so than it has been in the past, a truly integral and active part of the Newcastle region community. And this means not merely the Big Bang contribution of responses to white or green papers, budget, election policies and so on, important as all of this is. The university contribution, I believe, is needed in a process of helping 20th century communities in their developments towards becoming 21st century communities, in issues of local government and well-being, from the grassroots up as well as from the corporate down. Bacon followed the two noble fruits of friendship which I mentioned at the beginning by what he called the last fruit, which is like a pomegranate full of kernels. He refers to the place of friends in bearing a part in all actions and occasions. As he points out, the best way to appreciate friendship is to see how many things a man cannot do by himself. And of course, I'm not going to say herself, himself, but you know what I mean. It is the friendship generated between the specialists in the university and the generalists in the wider world that bind our university to its community. And so as a small part of the past, and I hope a small part of this exciting route of the 90s, I again thank you for the honour you have bestowed on me, which I accept as a reflection of the contribution of so many. My family, for whose love and humour I am most grateful, and for my friends and colleagues who have given their time with their customary generosity to join with us today, and no less those colleagues who are absent and to whom also this honour refers. Thank you.
Dr. Tynan, I'd like to thank you warmly on behalf of everyone present for your thoughtful address and for sharing with us your vision of the university and its role in this region and in this community. I'm sure many will respond most warmly to what you have said. I will proceed now with the program and call on the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Science, Associate Professor Ramsden, to present candidates from that faculty.
All candidates for admission towards degrees undertaken within the Faculty of Arts and Social Science, please stand. Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for admission to awards undertaken within the Faculty of Arts and Social Science as specified in the programme.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the programme on all those graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Social Science who are present today, and in absentia on those unable to be present.
Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for the award of Diploma in Aboriginal Studies. Cathy Ann Marie Cook. Lyndon Paul Coombs. Cynthia Rayston Riley. Kim Caton. Janice McCaskill. Leanne Gay Miller. Vicky Marie Staines. Chancellor, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science. Christopher Kenneth Fife. Robin Elizabeth Holliday. Michelle Mari Price. Peter Ryan Slade. Christine Ann Tandy. Say Sathya Panika Salam. Jennifer Webster. Marilyn Jean Wood. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Recreation and Tourism. Gillian Margaret Ashley Brown. Maria Backlund. Emily Butler. Sharon Frances Cosgrove. Leah Alice de Souza. Troy John Dowd. Wendy Elizabeth Fitzgerald. Amanda K. Foszick. Judith Leanne Harrington. Trevor Shane Highland. Heather Muriel Jeffries. Niam Hilda Kinchin. Deborah Louise Lambton. Dale Marie Lintonson. Jennifer Arnold Lynchfield. Simone Mainwaring. Anne-Marie Norton. Gwyneth Peblington Palmer. Kathleen Carroll Pennington. Susan Mary Pryor. Katrina Louise Seckham. Jennifer Ann Squire. April Joy Westerway. Michelle Lee Worth. Selena Jane Young. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Tourism and Recreation. Merrin Linton Beckhouse. Tony John de Mamele. Jason Paul Heron. Melinda Renee Hall. Robert John Russell. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Welfare Studies. Kerry Louise Andrews. Natalie Jane Barr. Beryl Battleson. Karen Lynn Battle. Leanne Mari Brown. Juanita Faith Bunn. Susan Louise Chick. Richard Vincent Clancy. Rachel Ann Cox. Edwina Therese Daniel. Julie Helen Davies. Lynette Joy Douglas. Angela Karen Indersby. Ruth Allison Franks. Alison Claire Fuller. Leonie Frances Harris. Nicole Ann Hughes. Edward Joseph Jacques. Paul Esco James. Susan James. Melinda Jane. Helen Marie Jeffries. Jane Magella Kelly. Christine Ona Kelly. Tracy Marie Knight. Gunatalaki Kanara Mudia Selaji. Jennifer Ann Lee. Anne Elizabeth Markwell. Julia Martin. Jeffrey Stephen McGregor. Kylie Ann Miller. Lisa Gloria Miller. Ruth Elise Morton. Natalie Marie Mulligan. Kelly Therese Murphy. Nada Palozzi. Terry Jo Ann Panowitz, sorry. Penelope Parker. Paul Jeffrey Proctor. Shannon Rees. Gabrielle Louise Renard. Sonia Louise Riley. Mark Edward Sharman. Robert Anthony Skillen. Haida Stefalis. Mavis Ann Tersteg. Carolyn Elsa Warner. Susan Wood. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science Honours. Class 2, Division 2, Sidishwa Limbabo. Tracy Lee Martin. Class 2, Division 1, Deborah Ann Fraser. And Class 1, John Jeffrey Scott. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who is qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Social Science, Raymond John York. Chancellor, for the first time in this university, I present to you a candidate who has qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Social Work, Rosalind Joy Giles.
Will all candidates for admission to awards undertaken within the Faculty of Science and Mathematics please stand? Chancellor, I present to you the candidates for admission to awards undertaken within the Faculty of Science and Mathematics as specified in the programme.
In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I confer the awards specified in the programme on all those graduates from the Faculty of Science and Mathematics who are present today, and in absentia on those unable to be present.
Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for the award of Diploma in Aviation Science, Scott Nicholas Maxwell. Terea Ann Miller. Mark Kingham Nesbitt. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Environmental Assessment and Management, Stephanie Amber Baldwin. Matthew John Bell. Lindsay Jane Boyd. David Anthony Clark. Melinda Gay de Vries. Alison Gay Finnerty. Michelle Harrison. Todd Matthew Houlihan. Ewan Ross Johnston. Susan K. Keating. Leah Gay Kelly. Tracy Ann Lebrun. Natasha Josephine Leonard. Sandra Therese Lonergan. Grant Thomas Metcalf. Paul Glenn Redding, Sharon Sylvia Russell, Julia Ann Seddon, Jenny Lee Stewart, Damien McEwen Sullivan, Liesl Marge Truscott, Raquel Lee Wallace, Simon Moss Walpole, Christopher Raymond Wright, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Environmental Science. Trent Rees Bagnall, Danielle Cressin, Kerry Ann Merrick, Mark Kenneth Nuis, Melissa Sawatsky, Michael Stewart Searles, Kim Tara Surtees, Leanne Thompson, John William Windier, Kylie Ann Yend, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics. Ian Noel Clare, Richard Charles Errett, Grieg Joseph Freitas, Peter Philip Howley, Fiona Louise Kelly, Beverly Joy King, Stefan Michael Kugler, Elizabeth Neve, Carol Alicia O'Connor, Robert Joseph Peter Peel. Marina Wynne Penglaze. Daniel Rodney Pryor. Derek Adam Stokes. Lillian Sumitati Tukamin. Paul Francis Wilson. Darren John Woodhouse. Paul Russell Wright. Chancellor, I present you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Renee Leah Ambler. Paul Simon Amala. Martine Lee Archer. Megan Louise Bakewell. David Scott Beach. Michelle Elizabeth Berthold. Mitchum Ted Bock. Anthony Michael Callan. Stephen Lawrence Charlton. Andrew Kingsley Clark. Karen Leslie Cox. David John Creevy. Maria Del Rocchio Diaz. Joseph David Donahue. Karen Margaret Douglas. Lisa Janine Duggan. Fiona Margaret Ayres. Jennifer Lynette Fenwick. David William Francis Fitzgerald. John Gerald Fitzgerald. Philip Matthew Fox. Bruce Stewart Gardner. Adam Christopher Gilbert. Simon William Golding. Tracy Ann Good. Sandra Joy Meriatu Grieve. Congratulations. Paul Barnett Griffiths. Lisa Michelle Harris. Kylie Ann Harrison. Jennifer Ann Haywood. Diane Lisa Hazel. Glenn Owen Hill. Anita Joy Hodson. Kelly Marie Holiday. Sean Peirce Holmgreen. David Woolsley Hope. Kim Anita Yardim. Paul William Jane. Angela Elizabeth Jones. Laith Andrew Jones. Nicholas Karagianis. Kelly Lee Keane. Michelle Francis Keegan. Sybil Johanne Nabler. Kyla Naomi Lancaster. Darren Ernest Layden. Flonda Wen Louis. Jeffrey Robert McFarlane. Suat Yet Yeman. Michael Kieran Mannion. Catherine Ann Mason. Susan Marie McCarthy. Carmen Ann McCartney. Fiona Mary Mackenzie. Norman Andrew McLaughlin. Roberta Jane McLeod. Mark Andrew Menzies. Elissa Jane Mullard. Sally Elizabeth Nicholson. Ray Nielsen. Brett Nixon. Fiona Catherine Noonan. Louise Mary O'Neill. Brad Allen Papworth. Renee Louise Parrott. Neil Raymond Pennington. Michelle Joy Pereira. Svetlana Tanya Polizia. Catherine Ann Richards. Christopher George Ridgewell. Nigel Peter Ross. Rebecca Jane Scott. Kerry Ann Shearer. Lyndall June Skillen. David Ross Smith. Stephanie Louise Smith. Sonia Margaret Stewart, Pamela Yvonne Stone, Angus Dougal-Thompson, Michael Kenneth Todd, Kieran Patrick Travers, Kylie Jane Trotter, Michael Cameron Venables, Nadine Louise Watson, James Mitchell White, Andrew Colin Whitson, Claire Christine Williams, Beatrice Edna Wilson, Virginia Louise Wilson, Mark Ivan Wolfe, Sean Raymond Wolfe, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for the admission to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Aviation, Anthony Paul Aguis. Kenneth James Fastino Alonso. Andrew Robert Beasley. Jeff Anthony Bray. Ben Cameron Campbell. Anthony Eric Collins. Nicholas John Freer Connon. Charles Struendow. Yvette Louise Durrant. John Walter Folland. James Spencer Grace. Michael John Green. Alison Elizabeth Grenfell. Nicholas Christopher Hall, Peter Clayton Hudson, Andrew Munro Miller, Duncan John Miller, Glenn Justin Missioner, Jason Robert Nowland, Benjamin Joseph Pascoe, Andrew Pischler, Benjamin Martin Powell, Christian Adrian Purdon, Benjamin James Richardson, Stephen Soros, Sasha Kirsty Taylor, Benjamin James Warwick, Peter Stewart Wilson, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who are qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Science Psychology, Saskia Ruth Cowles. Jane Elizabeth Davenport, Vicky Leanne Fricken, Chancellor, I present to you candidates who are qualified for the degree of Bachelor of Science Psychology with honours. Class 2, Division 2, Emily Charlotte Suter. Class 2, Division 1, Megan Elizabeth Davies. Tanya Mullard. Karen Ann Webster. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for the award of Graduate Diploma in Health Science, Rehabilitation Counselling, Helena Neller. Marion Frances McKee. Lynette Mary Tompkins. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has qualified for the award of the Graduate Diploma in Mathematical Studies, Jennifer Claire Hopkins. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for the award of the Graduate Diploma in Science, Dar es Salaam. Rina Ratnatsi Iwanto. Dadi Setiardi. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Environmental Assessment and Management with honours. This is the first time this degree has been offered for Class 2 Division 2, Simone Marie Clark. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Mathematics Honours, Class 2, Division 2, Linda Marie Marshall. Class 1, Veronica Ann Owen. Andrew Bruce Spannenberg. Chancellor, the University Medal is an award made in recognition of academic excellence. It is a rare honour and may only be awarded to a graduate who, in addition to achieving first-class honours, displays ability which is considered to be outstanding by the University Medals Committee. It is my particular pleasure to present to you Astrid Ann Herf, Class 1 and University Medal in Mathematics. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Science Aviation Honours, Class 3, Gavin Philip Jones. Class 2, Division 2, Scott Robert Taylor. Class 2, Division 1, Prue Madeline Anderson. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours. Class 3, James Neal. Class 2, Division 2, Leslie Ann Wiles. Joanne Louise Williams. Class 2, Division 1, Katrina Margaret Andrews. Michael William Clark. Terry Vincent Grisell, Glenn Alexander Hoy, Craig Lindsay McIntosh, Peter Anthony McRae, Deborah Louise Moore, Paul James Nebauer, Graham Thomas Steverson, Julianne Wong, with Class 1, Nicholas Matthew Andronicus, Marnie Judith Burgart, Nichelle Ann Geary, Estelle Grace Law, Andrew Neil McIntosh, Anne Margaret Murray, Melissa K. Nicol, Annette Louise Nolan, Jeremy Stephen Polar, Kristen Jane Radford, Magdalene Elizabeth Ramsey, Sharon Elizabeth Rayner, Giovanna Louise Smith, Sean Patrick Tamplin, Marion Zerbs, Chancellor, it is now my particular pleasure to present to you Jane Allen Chidgey, Class 1 and University Medal in Psychology. Martin Andrew Ebert, Class 1 and University Medal in Physics. Suzanne Helen Niblett, Class 1 and University Medal in Biology. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Environmental Studies. Michael Edward Osborne. Colin Percy Phillips. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who has qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Scientific Studies, Mark Russell Taylor. Chancellor, the degree of Master by Research Thesis is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is a principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis makes a significant contribution to understanding the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Mathematics. Michael Owen Bartlett, for a thesis entitled Modified Continuity for Single-Valued and Set-Valued Mapping. Gregory Neil Falk, for a thesis entitled The Differentiability of Locally Lipschitz Functions on Euclidean Spaces. Ian John Searston, for a thesis entitled A Newfenchel Duality Theorem with Applications to Optimization. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Psychology Clinical. Stephen Istvan Burka, for a thesis entitled The Investigation of the Effects of Maintained Family Contact and the Foster Grandparents Program on Levels of Social Deprivation exhibited by institutionalised people with a developmental disability. Jennifer Ann Drinkwater, for a thesis entitled Psychiatric Morbidity in Adults Dislocated from Their Homes in the Aftermath of the Newcastle Earthquake. Where is it? Rosalind Mary Gribble, for a thesis entitled A Neuropsychological Investigation of Frontal Lobe and Working Memory Functioning in Schizophrenia, Bipolar Affective Disorder and Non-Psychiatric Control Subjects. Christine Nora Elizabeth Johnson, for a thesis entitled Vicarious Traumatisation, the Experience of Counsellors Working with Sexual Assault Victims. Chancellor, I present to you candidates who are qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Psychology Educational. From the Department of Psychology, Carmel Olive Ashton, for a thesis entitled The Quality of Life of Cancer Patients, an Experimental Education Program. Gwenda Rosemary Brownell, for a thesis entitled Sociometric Status and Children's Descriptions of Peer Conflict Tactics. Victoria Ruth Clay, for a thesis entitled Interpersonal Needs and Preference for Classroom Environment, a study of junior secondary students. Wendy K. Delaney, for a thesis entitled Attitudes, Intentions and Exercise Behaviour Among Adolescent Girls. Reet Carby, for a thesis entitled Self-Concept, Self-Esteem, Locus of Control and Attitudes Towards Premarital Sexual Behaviour in Adolescence. Karen Ann Maiden, for a thesis entitled Gender Differences, School and Family Factors, Achievement and Self-Concept in Mathematics and Science. Caroline Margaret Rumming, for a thesis entitled The Role of Personal Writing in Adolescent Development. Lynn Carroll Rumley, for a thesis entitled Quality of Primary School Life and Classroom Behaviour. Chancellor, I present to you a candidate who is qualified for admission to the degree of Master of Science, John Anthony Ferguson, for a thesis entitled Neighbouring Group Participation in Pyrolysis of 2-azidonaphthalines. Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a prescribed program of study, principally of research. A thesis embodying the outcomes of the research is the principal basis of examination. The degree is only awarded if the thesis makes a significant and original contribution to knowledge and understanding of the field of knowledge with which it is concerned. I present to you candidates who have qualified for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. John Thomas Fitter, Bachelor of Science Honours at this university within the Department of Biological Sciences, for a thesis entitled Investigation of Chloroplast DNA and Mitochondrial DNA heteroplasmy using cultured tissues. Young Nunn, Bachelor of Science from Yunnan University, for a thesis entitled Molecular Biology of the Human ABO Blood Group System. From the Department of Geology, Jian-Chun Liu, Master of Science, Kunming Institute of Technology, for a thesis entitled Geochemical Studies of the Turbidite-Hosted Auriferous Vein System, Hill End Goldfield, New South Wales. Wai Yang, Master of Science, Chongchun College of Earth Sciences, for a thesis entitled Platinum Group Element Mineralisation in the Great Serpentinite Belt, New South Wales, Australia. From the Department of Mathematics, Scott David Skiffer, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Mathematics with honours with this university, for a thesis entitled Differentiability Properties of Local Lipschutz Functions on Banach Spaces. From the Department of Physics, Qing Yang, Master of Science from Shandong University, for a thesis entitled Stopping Power, Straggling and Scattering of Heavy Ions in Condensed Matter. Chancellor.
Well, I now have great pleasure in inviting Miss Jane Chidgey to respond on behalf of today's graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates. In some ways, I have found this 5-minute speech more difficult to write than undertaking 5 years of study. The difficulty arises from the condensing of lifetimes of experience into words which adequately describe the process from which we have all just emerged. To articulate on behalf of all graduates the true value of university education and to articulate our experiences in just these few moments defies expression, but I will try anyway. I convey to you my plight. Before you today is the collective accumulation by our graduates of more than 1,500 years of university education. Within these few short days, our university has conferred or will confer degrees on graduates which, taken together, possess around 15,000 years of university education. If you consider this simple statistic, the knowledge in this room alone is overwhelming. Before us is an awesome intellectual resource. How do we and the community at large make use of this knowledge? As graduates, we must become aware of the great benefits that come from integrating our knowledge with that of others, not just in our own discipline, but more importantly, interfacing with those of other disciplines. As an example, the merging of knowledge from disciplines such as psychology, computer science, and neurology has developed the notions for cognitive science, which is giving greater understanding to the functionings of the mind. Einstein once said that the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. To achieve this advance in level of thought, we need to step out of the processes and paradigms of our own disciplines and to extract insight from other approaches. Only then can we examine and solve our problems from a new perspective. What faces us now as graduates is the task of entering our vocations and commencing the integration of our knowledge with the practical needs of industry and commerce. But we hesitate as we consider which job is right for us. For some of us, it is obvious. Our degree programs are heavily based in the skills we require for our specific discipline. But for others, the choice can be confusing, leaving ourselves and others often asking, what are we able to do after all this study? This apprehension is often reinforced by those around us. So what skills do we have? If we think back to our first days at university and recall our skills as they were then, we can readily see and feel confident in what we can do now. We can write, research, hypothesise, challenge, compose, analyse, titrate, measure, balance, discuss, consolidate, assess, the list goes on and on. But our most crucial skill is that we can solve problems. We can define a problem, explore the options, and most importantly, suggest an answer. The future is important to all of us, particularly since it is where we will spend the rest of our lives. The future seems dogged by change. In fact, we complain about the rate at which the world is changing. We must develop the ability to adapt to the challenges that change will bring. Since we can't predict what is around the corner, the most valuable skill we can possess is that of solving problems as we meet them. How do we assimilate our experiences as students with the needs of the real world? The results of academic pursuits and the functions of business are intertwined. The benefits from cooperation between academic and business areas are enormous. There is a symbiotic relationship between the academic world and business, which has largely gone unnoticed, perhaps because it has been the case that these worlds exist apart and are often not only ignorant of the mechanisms of the other, but in fact hold each other in contempt. As graduates, having insight into both worlds, we have the unenviable but challenging role of bridging this gap. We take with us to the real world an understanding of things academic and have the capacity to demonstrate the functionality and applicability of our university education. Our education has not only been gained by the pursuits of things academic, but through our interaction with fellow students and staff members. Some friendships forged here will still be strong many decades from now. The understanding about ourselves, achieved as we constantly test our limits, is invaluable. The insight gained as you struggle with a difficult topic provides options of which we were never previously aware. The self-imposed isolation from friends and family required a discipline and self-reliance that we can be proud of and that we can draw on in the future. Although the experience of our graduates are wide-ranging, what we share is a sense of achievement that can only come with self-sacrifice and achieving goals set. Those of you who have facilitated our labours will share our happiness and pride today. Your friendly ear, the extra typing you did for us, dropping our books to the library, and just knowing you are there has helped us to be here to achieve our long sought-after awards. In many cases, our sacrifices as students have been paralleled by those of our friends and family who have foregone much to allow us to pursue our education. On behalf of all the graduates, I wish to convey to those who watched and supported our sometimes erratic progress over the years our sincerest thanks. We are grateful for your insight into the importance of our personal goals. To quote from Toffler's Learning for Tomorrow, the best of courses blend the science of charting the probable with the art of imagining the possible and add a deep concern with delineation of the preferable. This is not the end of our learning, it is merely the beginning. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, this has been a long ceremony, but I hope an enjoyable one. Everyone here has participated in one way or another, though from different positions, different viewpoints. After we conclude the ceremony, the university invites everyone present to go to the University Union where tea will be served, and then we shall have an opportunity, everyone, to mingle together and discuss the events of the day. Thank you all for your presence. The ceremony is now concluded.